Greetings to you all, viewers all over the world. This is God Voice TV. Welcome to the house of Ithiel, a spirit from God. Viewers, this is marvelous and it is miraculous in our eyes as we see God in action through his servant prophet Favor Ithiel. Viewers, few days ago, the man of God gave a prophetic word to the nation America, Australia, and the continent Africa. The prophet said that there will be a wildfire in America and explosion in Africa. These prophecies have come to pass. Viewers, let us hear what the prophet said and its fulfillments.
This will be fast as the Spirit says. Let us see what is written in the book of Proverbs 14, 1 and 2. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. He that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him. So what does this simply mean? This message has been given to me time before now. I saw fire, a huge fire. So it's going to be like in Africa, in Australia, in America, like part of California, even some place called New Orleans, even part of New York, but it's going to attribute to be wildfire in America. In Africa, you see properties, houses burn, explosion in different locations, because this fire will also attribute to be explosion. Well, we are saying this in Africa, part of Africa, explosion. We are saying this because I see buildings, things burn to ashes, like factories, different locations burn. So the fire will be coming so heavily. This message has been given since 4 days now, and we have been praying about it. It is urgent, that is why I'm here. Because the one in America was started by somebody. So take note of my word, this is someone. Another time we analyze who did this thing. But this attribute of fire caused by someone who pretend to be a hunter of the bush. This is the voice of the ancient spirit of Christ speaking in the midst of a slave boy. Thank you.
Good morning. The state of emergency here in Orange County has now been extended because of these fires, and some residents who fled their homes because of the fire, they're now finding shelter here at Greenwood Lake Middle School. From the air and on the ground, a look at the massive fight to control the Jennings Creek fire. New York State environmental officials say helicopters dispatched by the Army and Air National Guards and state police deployed more than 50,000 gallons of water on burning brush below. Crews also using controlled burning to help isolate and contain the fire. Factoring in that controlled burning, state officials report the Jennings Creek fire has scorched more than 5,300 acres. Dry and windy conditions are being blamed for fire breaking across the containment line over the weekend, triggering voluntary evacuations of 165 homes in Warwick, New York, near the New Jersey border. The fire also prompting Greenwood Lake Public Schools to close Monday, with Greenwood Lake Middle School opening as a shelter for evacuating residents. Others there dropping off supplies to help first responders. Also today, a funeral plan for 18-year-old Daryl Vasquez, who was killed while working to contain the Jennings Creek fire on November 9th. Vasquez was a New York State Forest Ranger and a senior at Ramapo High School.
Well, I spoke to a woman out here on the sidewalk tonight who was in no condition to speak on camera, but wrapped in a blanket and with tears in her eyes, she pointed at that brick building across the street and said, "I live on the second floor, but I don't think I do anymore." Firefighters shattered windows and soaked all 4 stories of what had been a flaming 4-flat apartment building along West School Street.
It was just completely up in flames.
She rushed outside, cell phone camera recording, just before 6 p.m. to see fire raging through the brick building.
And there was smoke all the way down the block. You couldn't really see or breathe. I would say the flames were probably at least 20 feet above the roof. It was terrifying.
People were home in both buildings, and firefighters say they scrambled to get out as winds swept flames from one building to another.
People lost their lives in a tragic fire that engulfed Kitui village in Majengo slums in Nairobi's Pumwani area on Tuesday evening. Among the victims were 4 members of the same family who perished in the blaze that started around 6:30 p.m. Devastated family members recounted the harrowing incident that saw them watch helplessly as a man and his 3 children were consumed by the relentless flames. 10 others sustained injuries and were rushed to various hospitals with various degrees of burns. Let's get more from our very own Benkiri.
Charred iron sheets, fallen like lifeless ruins, burnt clothing remnants, and household items scattered about stand as permanent scars of the fire tragedy that devastated residents of Kitui village in the Majengo area of Nairobi. Some residents stand at a distance, their eyes fill with shock and grief, trying to comprehend the destruction that struck yesterday evening. Questions linger in their minds. Why us? Why this? Their faces are etched with sorrow, their silent cries echoing a profound pain. Lives built through sweat and hard work are now turned to ashes.
Well, let's get more now on 2 out-of-control bushfires burning in Victoria's southwest. A watch and act warning remains in place for a fire near Eden Hope. A home was destroyed in the blaze yesterday. Our reporter Angus Verley is in the town and joins us now. Angus, good morning to you. What is the latest on the fire ground?
They are, Joe. Both for this fire, it's starting to pick up now, the winds. We're expecting 40 kilometre an hour winds with 60 kilometre gusts, which is obviously going to pose problems on the fire field. And then looking beyond this, we're only in mid-November now and we've already had a really severe fire.
Viewers, you can see how far the eyes of Jesus Christ can reach. Yes, even in our situations, this is to remind us that Jesus Christ sees it and He is concerned about it, to grant us solutions to our problems. Do not forget, this channel is all about Jesus Christ. Keep watching God Voice TV for the salvation of souls.